a Bill of Rights. We have to have a mechanism that will not allow any government to turn us into something that we don't want to, and we have no choice. We can't travel.
Hello, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. So let's see who we have here. We already said hello to Aman, Stephen, and Nox. Who else do we have here? Holy shit is here. What a screen name. Says, hi, Meran, 32 male from Germany. Guten Tag. And wie geht's heute? I still love my ex, he says, even though she has borderline and left me for someone else. Why do you love her? Are you making a habit of loving other people who don't love you? Or people who are, what? Making a habit of girls who are having a boyfriend or sleeping with somebody else? What's wrong with you? Have some respect for yourself. And I tried all to fight for her. Nah, fight for her. Why do you have to fight for her? Hmm? If she doesn't want to be with you, she doesn't deserve your attention. It's always like that. Think that way, no other way. What do you mean fight for her? A woman who actually makes men fight for her, she's an idiot. She's low life, low class, with low confidence level. And she gets her confidence from the attention of others. So she'll always be in search and pursuit of other people's attention. That's the only way she can feel important, because her values doesn't come from herself. Her values comes from having other people fight over her. She feels special. That's so lame. And you falling for that is more lame, because you have a choice. She could be mad or crazy or lack of wisdom, but you have a choice. You can see it. You have wisdom. Don't go around this kind of woman. They're nothing but tension, stress. That's not a sign of a good quality woman to build anything with. So, and where was he? Who was it that I was talking to? Holy shit. Okay. And holy shit says, cause in the end, I cannot deny my feelings. Yes, you can. You don't have to deny your feelings. You can just give your feeling to somebody else. You think she's the only one that can make this feeling in you? No. You've limited yourself to her to be the only one that makes you feel this way, because you haven't even given a chance to amazing women out there. You're in Germany, educated woman, beautiful woman. They take care of themselves. They're naturally feminine, love to be feminine. Go find them. There's so many of them around. Just because you have believed in your head that she's the only one, that doesn't make her the only one. Just makes you just feel a little out of touch with reality, that there's so many amazing women out there and you're just hanging on the ass of this one that is fucking somebody else. What's wrong with you? Anyhow. And says, I will be always there for her. No, 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 no. Might as well chop your dick. You think that way. I will always be for her. What for? She had a choice to be with you, and you would always be with her as a gentleman, as a man. Yes, I understand that. When she's committed to you, you'll be committed to her. But if she's not committed to you, she's hanging on for somebody else. What do you mean I'm always there for you? For what? Because you have allowed your desire to become more important than you, your awareness. You've allowed your ego to become more important than you, your awareness. That's a flaw in your character. It's going to hurt you. You need to have some respect for yourself. Understand quality of yours, what you're here to accomplish, what you have accomplished so far, and what has she accomplished, the woman that you want to be with. Does she deserve your attention? Does she have the material that you can build something with a relationship? Does she have a foundation that you rely on it and find it stable to build a relationship with? These are the questions you should ask, not just because, oh, she turns me on, my dick is up, she must be great, I want her, she's in high heels, she looks gorgeous. You don't have relationship with gorgeous, with the high heels, with the way she looks. Your relationship with her mentality, how compatible you are on the consciousness level, how she behaves, negotiates day to day life, how she interacts with things, with the events of life, what kind of attention, dedication she gives you. These are what makes you to be there forever. The rest of it is just your dick talking. All right, don't get me pissed off. No, go take care of yourself. Move on. Find the girl who deserves you. No, no, you're wrong. Holy shit. That's a good name for now. Shit. That's how you're thinking. No, have respect for yourself and move on. All right. Nook says 23 Germany. Oh my goodness, it's German day today. And all right. Nox male 23 Germany. I feel so guilty, he says, today because I remember when I was with my ex, I wasn't too available because I created a business and I was growing it to escape 9 to 5 job and have more freedom later. We were discussing our future, and while we were trying to get solutions to avoid breakups, she planned her exit by jumping into another guy and left me. I always respected her. Oh, you mean before she jumped? Okay. Never insulted or abused her, took care of her, made her make her laugh. I never go out with guys and let her alone. Sometimes I was tough and she liked it. Yeah, okay. Before breakup, we discussed just about our future, but just after she blamed me for not being romantic, available, and demonstrative, which is partly true, and it makes me so guilty. Sometimes I feel so angry against her for going with the other guy. And sometimes I feel so guilty. Any help, please? Yeah. Help is in your head. You've created some kind of a narrative and you've believed in it. You expect none of your good points to be counted. And the one thing that she claims was missing, which that needs its own discussion, suddenly makes you feel guilty that you were a bad person or not a good boyfriend. Again, that's your hormones talking. That's your need for sex is talking. That's your ego and desire is talking. Not logic, not reality, not facts. There's so many guys that are assholes out there. They don't even know how to treat a woman. And you treated your girlfriend perfectly well, yet she couldn't understand that the time that you need to build a business, to provide for her, for yourself, and the security of the future lifetime that you might want to spend even together, none of that worth it. And she could not come up with ability to endure that so you could build that business and be supportive for that. Instead, being selfish ass and thinking about herself, why you don't spend time with me, why you not romantic. Well, what do you think money comes from? I got to work my ass off to get that happening. You want me to let the chance that I can make money, which is one of the many reasons that you're with me, because I can provide and make something out of myself. You want me to give that chance up to come and flirt with you and make you feel good like a clown I am, so you won't feel left alone for a bit so I can fucking get my business done. If she can't understand that, I can understand. But if you can't see that, you're fucked up in your head that you don't even care about your own life and what is right and what is wrong. And you're falling for the bullshit and trap of, I have to entertain her. If you want a girlfriend to entertain her, that's your downfall. You don't want a girlfriend to entertain her. You want a girlfriend who's be your partner, your companion, your supporter, as you would support her in what she wants to achieve. These expectations are unreasonable expectations and full of holes, and you shouldn't even fall for it. That's what I have to say about that. North Girl says, hi, Meron, 36 female, New York City. Hello, North Girl. Well, compared to where I am, you would be East Girl. North, I can't have much more north than that. You'll be like North Pole. We're almost up there. So anyhow, says, hi, Meron, 36 female, New York City. I am dating a man, 31, but he's still immature. He has a job, but doesn't make much, and he has no ambition to do better. Is it okay for a woman to make more money than man in dating? Absolutely. I'm looking for one. It makes it makes so much sense and makes dating so much better and makes that love flourish because you have so much more time and to attend to her, she makes the money. So yeah, absolutely, it's fine, it's perfectly fine, not a problem, as long as you don't lose your femininity, to understand that you might make more money than him, and that's perfectly fine, it's great. But the reason that the man is with you is not because you make more money. The man needs the femininity of a woman, the touch of a woman, the support of a woman, the words of a woman, the feeling, emotion, energy of a woman to become balanced. We're like a little plastic filled hard ball that you bounce it on a concrete, it will go all over the place all the time, up and down, here and there. But when you bring that energy of femininity, the woman's energy, into that ball's life, suddenly, with all that energy the ball has in it, it becomes balanced and it starts moving in organized directions and weights and things in which direction should and how much should go. It gives a certain kind of a discipline, an order to a man's life. If the woman is actually a proud woman, to be a woman, not a feminist bullshit, real feminine. That's what we need to become balanced. You bring a feminist who hates man and wants to compete with man, that believes she can do anything that a man can do, that's a fucked up mentality. That's why men and women don't really have good relationship these days. Many women with that connotation of interpretation of feminism, rather than its real meaning and connotation, are out there to compete with the man and create tension. And that's not what a man is missing in his life. He's already got all that shit in himself. Competing and being better and doing this and that. We want something that can bring sense to our heads, settle us down, make us focus on her. We cannot focus on someone who wants to be a man, wants to compete with me and hate me, can't understand, appreciate, or support me, doesn't need my support and attention and appreciating her. The world has gone mad. Feminism, as far as equal opportunities, equal pay, being able to do whatever you set your mind out, accomplish anything you want to accomplish in life, all of that, yes, I'm all for it. I'm behind it. I'm going to be taking up the flag and be spearheading that movement. But you want to not be a woman, not provide that beauty and comfort and softness and where I can put my head and feel I'm safe in where I can trust, that's why we are all so fucked up. So if you can keep all that and still make lots of more money, it's a heaven for the man. So it says, I want to have kids and stay at home for 1 to 2 years, but I don't think he can provide, but he thinks he can. No, I don't think he can. A 31-year-old and 36-year-old, you've got more wisdom right now. He's got not much ambitions, as you say. As you say, he doesn't make much money. He doesn't have any goals to actually make that money. He's probably enjoying the fact that you make more money. You don't cost him much. Usually, what I suggest is you got to find an older man, someone who's like in his 40s, and he's ready to be committed to a relationship. He's had his games, he's played it around, and now he sees he's getting just about to feel what it might be if he gets old, even though he's still young. He's going to have his head screwed on right now. So a 31-year-old still wants to see what's out there. He wants to tap this, tap that. He's not ready for a 36-year-old. He's ready for a 26-year-old, 28-year-old, but not for a 36-year-old with her desires and intentions and plans and aspirations and hopes and goals. So that's my few bits, 2 bits on that. Mm-hmm. Lance says, question for today is, how do I change my focus to something else when I'm getting a groinal response? Don't interpret groin response. The fact that you can't get your focus on something else because you're interpreting the groinal response. I got it because of this, and why I got it because of this. Why does it mean that? No, nothing. I have a video on groinal response. It's just a groinal response. That's it. It could be any reason. It could be a groinal response because the side of that chair was very shiny and very well done. It's got nothing to do with anything sexy, but that it's interpreted in your brain as a sexual thing. It's a beautiful chair. Just if, without you even noticing, it notices, it imagines a woman sitting there just because the chair is stylish, glamorous. But you don't see all that is happening in there that causing all these bodily reactions. But you want to interpret it. You look and data hunt for reasons. And then you go where the brain takes you, a malfunctioning brain with intrusive thoughts written all over it. And that's what its habit is. We talked about the habit. And you don't even notice that it's a habit of creating intrusive thoughts. You think it's you because you no longer see the separation between the habit and the intrusive thoughts. You just think it's one because it's happening automatically. So yeah, now you're seeking interpretation of what this groanal is because there's no woman in front of me naked. You get groanal for no reason. Haven't you ever gotten up with a morning wood? Was there a girl there? No. Were you thinking of a girl? No, it was just a growing wood. So why don't you interpret that? Why did I get groanal? My goodness, maybe I'm a bedosexual. Maybe it was my bed. Maybe it's the wallosexual. You can't interpret it. You get these things. We are 75, 80% water. When the oceans rise because of the reaction of the moon gravity towards it, the water rises, the water in the whole earth rises. When you're sleeping about 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, when you get up, you can have a wood because the water is rising in your body, affects your dick. You get a hard on. You don't interpret it in the morning. Oh, why did I get a hard on? What happened? Was it None of that comes to your mind. But when you have intrusive thoughts, anytime, anything, you get a grown old response. Oh, there was a guy passing by. Maybe I got a grown story from the guy. Oh, what does that mean? No, it's irrelevant, not connected. And don't try to find any connection between things because of your fears and concerns and things that it's not in line with your values, and you're trying to get assurances by interpreting this and to making sure that it wasn't because of that, it was because of this. Leave it all. You get a grown old response, you get a grown old response. So what? Often you get an itch here and there. What was the itch for? You just itches and go on. Oh, my ass is itching. Oh, feels good. Oh, does that mean I am a homosexual? Maybe. No, you itch it. It feels good. Interpretation is the problem. So, having said that, it says, I also realize that it has no actuality since I would never actually have sex with him. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's just stop interpreting. That's the whole problem with people not getting over HOCD, because it's all interpretation. Jesus, don't interpret your life. All right. TT. Tia or TT says, hello, Meron. My concern is what happened to the introduction? Age, gender, where you tuning in from? Okay, give me those. I'll get back to you. I go to Lauren Kashi. Lauren says, sorry for the bad English, but any advice on what? You have one that starts with the word and, so that means I'm missing one. Let me go find that. I don't see your first one. And I need your age, gender, and where you're tuning in from first. Tia is 19 USA. And what about your gender? Are you a man, woman? What is your gender? Come on, guys, get on with the program. 3 things in every question: age, gender, where you're tuning in from. TT is male, 19 UAE, United Arab Emirates. Ooh, it must be late at night there, isn't it? Oh, what are you doing up so late? It's like what? It's about 2 o'clock, 2 a.m. All right. TT, 19 years old from United Arab Emirates, says, hello, Mehran. My concern is I left my girlfriend before 6 months, meaning 6 months ago, because she got engaged due to her family pressing her. And she didn't refuse. Well, then forget her. Sometimes now I think that I want to go back to her. What do you mean you want to go back to her? What are you talking about? It's not up to you. She's engaged. And she listened to her family instead of to her love. But then again, at age 19, maybe she did the right thing, because obviously the family there wants their daughter at age 18, 19, or 20 get married with someone older who has a job and makes money, so she can have a family and provide for her. She will be comfortable. You're 19-year-old. I don't know what kind of a financial background you are coming from. Obviously, the families there in that country, in that culture, want their girls to marry a rich guy so she will have some kind of a stable life. And I don't know what your situation is, but at the same time, you're 19-year-old. You cannot be ready to get married or take responsibility for marriage. And they want to get their daughter married at this age. They can't wait for you for another 5, 6 years or 7 or 8 years until you're 28 years old or so on and ready to get married. So these are the problems. And probably they have mentioned all these things to her, and she sees, yeah, right. Maybe I love this guy, 19-year-old, but where am I going to get? Maybe he doesn't like me later on. Maybe he does. And I'm going to lose this chance that my parents have already created for me. And it looks like a good, viable opportunity. So women are mostly reasonable in most cases. So she accepted that. Now you want to go back to it. What the hell does that mean? You're 19 years old. The whole world is in front of you. So many amazing women are in front of you. Right now, focus on your studies, focus on getting a job, focus on making good money, be successful, to feel confident, and to then choose a woman based on her qualifications, what she brings to the table, if she's meeting your standards, what you expect from compatibility in the consciousness level, what type of a class you're looking for, what kind of girl and mentality looking for. Then you will know all that when you're 26, 27, 28 years old. At this time, you hardly know yourself at age 19. How can you tell what kind of woman you want? So spending time with this woman and wasting your time and wasting her time in a way, if their understanding of life is to get married as soon as they can, so let her go. She's not the only woman on earth. But to you, it was the only one because it was probably your first girlfriend. And at that age, 19, oh, Jesus, having a girlfriend is all what life has to offer. So this feeling that you have is normal, but it's not realistic and it's not the right feeling to follow. You can enjoy the feeling that I love her, I wish she was here, I want to go back to her and all that. But don't fall for the bullshit. It's not reasonable. It's just a nice feeling. And have the feeling. Enjoy the feeling. But be realistic that she's not the right girl for me. Why? I'm not the right man for her. I'm too young to be married or want to promise anyone to get married. And she's too young and too stupid at the moment to be able to appreciate that I could be a better husband for her. And maybe she's right. I can't be, because I don't know where I'm going to be next year. I'm not ready to make a family. And she, being a woman, she is ready traditionally to make a family. So let her go. If you love her, let her go. And then once she's gone and you let her go, stop loving her. Love other women. There's so many beautiful women out there. Work on yourself right now. Get your studies done. Get a job. Start becoming successful. Build your own self, physically and mentally. And then age 28, 27, 29, then start seriously looking for a wife. Until then, have a girlfriend here and there. Nothing serious, unless it becomes one. And you're ready for it. Yeah? All right. Don't make a big deal out of it. It's not, the world hasn't come to an end. It's just simple story of life. And that's how it is. That's how you learn about yourself and what relationship and what women are and what life is all about. So it's all good. Yeah, you think you truly loved her. At age 19, you can love a tree, an oak tree, for God's sake, and you think it's a real love. Because that's how we are. We're running by hormones at that age, and you just see, as long as she's got boobs and she's feminine, she's nice, she's got long hair, well, I love her. You think that's love. That's lust. And you're going to lust for so many women, and you got to be wise enough to know if it's lust or love. There's a difference. Yeah, with all that reaction of her, obviously she's not worth it anyhow. To begin with, you got to let her go because that's not the right time for you. And with the way she behaved, and it's not deserves your attention anyhow. Just forget it. Move on. Don't waste your life. I don't care how hard it is. Just Don't waste your life. Move on. We all go through these things. We've all gone through these things. Big deal. I remember I was, I guess from the age 14, I was in love with this girl, and she was pretty, and we were family friends. And, we'd go to parties and things at that age, very innocent. So, interaction, a fun interaction. But I thought she was pretty. And at that age, we don't know why we love a woman. We just love a woman because she's a woman. That's all the reason we need. Nothing else is considered. We're young. So I loved her, but it wasn't something known between us. I mean, maybe she liked me, and maybe but it wasn't anything out there to be a couple or boyfriend girlfriend. It's just one of those things that you feel about a girl while you're interacting with them. And then at age 16, and I think she was 18 at the time. She was 2 years older than I was. But at that young age, it doesn't look it. Then she was going to get married to some guy, very wealthy guy, and her family were wealthy too, and that guy's family was super wealthy, and obviously they arranged it for them and convinced her, and so they were, and I was invited to the wedding, and I had a great time at the wedding. And I still joked with her, and she was joking with me because she knew this whole thing was weird. And at her wedding, but it was not a big deal. It didn't hit me in any way. I thought she was great. I did love her, but I was there in the ceremony, and it was a big, beautiful ceremony, and I wished her well and all that, and joked with her and made her laugh, and she was and I had a great time. I remember when I was walking towards my car. Was I driving? I don't know. I was too young to drive. I was 17. I think she was 19 or something. I thought, well, that's weird. She's getting married. No, oh well. That was it. That was it. I had a great time. So somehow, without being philosophical about it, I understood that this is life. And she got married. She was promised to somebody else for no fucking reason, but obviously I could see the guy was wealthy, and money was very important for her family. And I came from a very comfortable family myself, so it wasn't the money, and I didn't want to marry her at the time. I mean, I would have liked to probably at that age, but it wasn't in my mind, or it wasn't part of my plan or anything. I just loved the woman, loved the girl. But these things, what I'm trying to tell you is that these things happen, and it's perfectly fine. So I wished her well, to have a good life. If I cared about that friend, wish her well and move on. Why? Because it's not happening the way you had hoped for. Then it's not going to be something that you would pay attention to, because it's not happening the way you would hope for. So move on. Let them be. Live and let live. Why do you want to possess her? As weird as it was, it didn't do anything to me. I moved on, found bigger loves, huger, not even comparable. But at that time, you think that love is the biggest love you've had. At the age 19, you think this love is the biggest because you haven't seen what's awaiting you. I didn't make a fuss. For me, it was okay. Well, it was disappointing. Well, she's married. Too bad. I liked her. But moved on without a hitch. And then I found amazing loves beyond that. Several times. Several different girls. One more bigger love than the other. So it will all resolve. It may seem big because you haven't seen what future holds. But if you just do your duties, what you're supposed to do to build yourself and build your life, the future, the time, the life, the current of life We'll take care of it. And you will see things that you'll say, ah, this is why I didn't get married with that one. This is why it didn't work out, because this was meant for me. Much bigger, much better. So just because you don't see it doesn't mean it's not going to happen. Just because you don't see how important the future is for you and what better things are awaiting you doesn't mean that this was the right one for you. Yeah? Okay, that's the message. All right. Lauren Gashi. Still don't have information on her, right? Lauren Gashi. Lauren Gashi says, Maran, can you see my chat? I can see your chat, but I need to know your age, gender, where you're tuning in from, dear. This is why. Lauren says, I don't let myself to enjoy it. See? Lauren, you're not listening to me. Lauren, if you're there, let me know your age, gender, where you're tuning in from. Then I will be able to get to your question. In the meantime, I go to Tia. Tia says, me thinking about her with her husband. How can I say? I just told you that. Yeah, these are normal thinking, but stop it. Stop it. Yeah, she's going to go to bed. She's going to open her legs, and the husband's going to fuck her. That's what you should be thinking, so you don't have any misunderstanding. This is going to be happening. This is going to be happening. Maybe it's already happened. So relax. That's not belong to you, that girl. Move on and go about your life. This is part of the journey that you have. This is the story of this moment in this river of life, and you got to understand. If you don't understand it, you're going to be hurt. But when you understand it and you believe in the future and what future holds for you, this wasn't for you. That's why it was taken away. There's something better is waiting for you. So trust the universe. Lauren, you don't seem to get me. I need your age as well. I'm from Germany and I'm a boy is not enough. There you go. 17-year-old. I'm suffering HOCD since last year. All right. So 17-year-old boy from Germany. Let's go to your question. Lauren says 17 from Germany. Boy says, and after that, after what? I don't have anything before that. Lauren, if you said anything before that, I don't have it. So it's starting from the middle. It says, and after that, I think that I am in denial and I am not letting myself enjoying it. Sorry for my bad English, but I'm suffering HOCD since 1 year. And again, sorry for my bad English, he says, but any advice? Again, I don't have anything here to give you advice. I just have that. And after that, I think that I'm denied. Well, the only thing I can tell you is that I have a video on denial, and I'm going to put the link here for you so you can use that. And its title is HOCD, Are You in Denial? So you can watch this, and it helps you to see that what denial is. And Lauren says, and I can't stop testing myself because sometimes I get groinal response and it feels so real. Yes, it does. Of course it does. My mind tells me that I'm just in denial and I'm not letting myself to enjoy it. No. There's a lot more of that than what the brain says. I think I can't simply cut through the 500 videos that I have on this subject and at least two playlists that one of them is intrusive transient thoughts, HOCD negative thoughts, something like this, one playlist, and the other one intrusive something. There are two playlists that I have all these HOCD things, many of them, not all. And there are 28 of them are numbered, which they are talking about interpretation of the thoughts. But then the other one, the other playlist, is about the separation between brain and you. And that's where the whole thing starts falling into place. When you understand with evidence, philosophical and scientific evidence, that you're not the brain, brain is not you, and the aspects of your mind and you that the brain cannot even reach. Brain is subordinate. Brain is not you. Brain is not your boss. Brain is not your intellect. So what it suggests is not based on your gender or intellect. It's just based on its malfunction. And I can't have all that discussed here because it takes hours. But you can go on my site, mindthatseekstruth.com. Mind that seekstruth.com. Get permission from your parents that you want to talk to me. Go on my site and then make an appointment for 1 hour. I'll give you extra hour or extra half an hour at least, so you won't rush, and we'll discuss this as much as we can in that session. And if you needed more sessions, then you will attend to it. And then I'll bring you the information that you need to understand HOCD, malfunction of the brain, the role of caudate nucleus, striatum, basal ganglia, amygdala. All these we'll talk about and understand how the intrusive thoughts take hold and how we should use the 4 steps of Dr. Schwartz based on his long time study. He's an expert in neuroscience of habits, and he has studied and researched big part of his beginning of his career in OCD and OCD subsets. And then we'll discuss all these things to get you understand what you're going through and how you can rewire your brain to its default setting after I have heard you talk and discuss this matter. David Hart is here. He says, I'm 55. I may just now finally be ready to get married. Yeah, you and I both. But I won't get married anymore. I'll have a serious girlfriend, but no marriage. All right, David. Good to see you here. And Happy But Not Satisfied says, generation today stay up all night. Lol. Okay. I'm the generation of yesterday. I still stay up all night. All right. Noakes, stop blaming yourself. Move on. Move on. Don't even give it a second thought. Sam the man says, hi, Mehran. Just wanted to say, keep on going with the excellent job. You helped many people, and we appreciate it. Thank you for that, Sam. Thank you for sharing that with me. I appreciate it. I'm delighted that the videos and discussions and my work and live streams can be helpful to some people. Hopefully, we will have. We're just shy of 1 million subscribers to make this really meaningful effect on people's lives. But thank you for that. I appreciate it. Every one of you is very important. Hopefully, we can promote the channel one way or another so other people will know that there's support here and they can come here for help. That's pretty good. That's ginger sweet. I'll have one. So we have Monkstrup Records says, "You're the man." Says, "You are the man. I've been following you since 2016. Thank you for that. And I appreciate that." Monkstrup says, "Hope my new friend Pablo is here. I just recommended him to you since he's heartbroken." Oh, okay. Hopefully he's here, but I don't see him here. Tia says, "Okay, all right, thanks a lot. It seems hard, but I thank God for having you to guide me." My pleasure, my pleasure. Guys and girls, remember, I have a site which provides you with opportunity to make an appointment so we can discuss what's concerning you one-on-one on Skype. And here's the link. Monkstrup Records just awarded the channel with £4, a super sticker. And thank you for that. Thank you for supporting the channel. We don't see these sort of things often, rarely. So it's a wow that somebody actually is buying cookie for the channel. And thank you for that. North says, North Girl says, "Meran, my ex made a lot of money, but he said if I'm stay-at-home mom, he will see me as lazy and I will want to stay home for 7 years, not 1 or 2. And he will have to support me, and he doesn't like that. He was afraid I will use him." Well, fuck him. He's an idiot. Naturally, traditionally, men are programmed to provide for women. Because believe it or not, whether a woman wants to have a career or not, at one time or another, eventually she might, most probably, want to have a child. So if the man is with the woman or married the woman just to have fun and not to see it through that this is a relationship, family, there will be children possibly, and it needs somebody to take care of the children. If she doesn't stay home to take the children, then who will? And if she doesn't stay home to take the children, you're going to call her lazy? Well, that kind of a man, you just say, fuck you, you're an idiot. You're not a man. We are designed for this, to go work, provide for our wife and children. That's a normal way how Earth survived for over millions of years. In the past, we used to go hunt and bring food. Now we go to an office and get money and bring food. Either way, our job traditionally has been to protect and provide our women and our children. So if this guy making a fuss out of it, then he's not the man that you expect for you to be a husband or a provider or protector, to have a family. So, good thing that he told you that, so you know that he's not the right guy. But any right guy for you would be the one who can simply understand this is not a anomaly. She wants to stay home, wants to, of course, and she should, and she wants to. More power to her. That is the role of a mother and a father, to provide opportunity for each other, so one can make money, either one, and the other one can stay home, take care of the children, so the children will not become an asshole. Which the grounds to be an asshole today for children is 5 billion times more than what it was when I was growing up. Why? Because there were rules and regulations and disciplines and organizations and culture and properness and so on, all at work. Nowadays, you let the child in the street, you don't know what she's going to be or he's going to be exposed to. In the school, they're even talking about so much bullshit and nonsense that is beyond the level of understanding of a child at this age, and they're bombarding them with all kind of nonsense and unnecessary information. So naturally, there should be even more time allocated to it, to raising the children until they are at least 16, 17, 18 years old. It's very important, is even more critical than it was before. There was some kind of a social security and etiquette that was a norm among anybody, whether educated or not. Everybody knew that there are certain things that should be observed when children are around, or when the children are present in discussions and informations. Nowadays, all kind of information without filter is all out in the for 10-year-old, 5-year-old, 6-year-old. It's all fucking bullshit. So if a man doesn't understand that his job is supposed to provide for you when you want to have children, he's not the right man anyhow. So don't feel guilty. You're in the right. And North Girl says, thank you so much, Mehran. You're great. Thank you for your wisdom. My pleasure, dear. And happy but not satisfied, said Mehran. Please read my question. I thought I did, didn't I? Happy but not satisfied, says Mehran. What is your opinion about alpha and beta male debate? What's a debate? We are who we are. Everybody's an alpha in their own way. And what does this alpha, beta, whatever mean? Yeah, okay. You're more aggressive, dominant, focused, result oriented, ambitious, resolved, stable, reliable. I know what you want. Okay, that's an alpha. So on the other one, maybe a little less, maybe a little bit more agreeable, but still a man. So, and many of us, in some things, we're really alpha, in some things, we're not as alpha because we don't want to be. We don't think it's correct. Alpha doesn't mean be an asshole. That's the misconception. Often, being alpha, which you might not see it, is being flexible, being kind, compassionate, thinker, wise, controlled by your ability to see what is the right thing to do rather than what is the rough thing to do. Alpha, it doesn't mean to be an asshole or be a rough and idiot. Alpha is someone who is wise, who can figure things out, who can wait things out. There are lots of things that when you're an alpha, you should not act like an asshole, because that doesn't make you an alpha. It just makes you a stupid person. So I don't know what your definition of alpha is. There is no debate in there. It says, do you believe in these categories? And what is a high status man in your opinion? High status man is the man who's in peace with himself. And he doesn't mean malice to anyone, doesn't abuse anyone, doesn't use anyone, is honest and cares about people. That's an alpha. That's a protector. Alpha is not a selfish ass who doesn't give a shit about this and that and just wants to take and dominate and this and that. That's a fucking idiot ass. That's no alpha. That's an immature, uncultured, stupid shit. A gentleman is an alpha, but a gentleman doesn't mean to be an asshole dominant all the time in everything. We all have alphas in us, most probably in the bedroom. But in real life, you have to be able to negotiate life. That's an alpha. It's like a chess game. You can't come and just break the chess pieces. I win. That's not an alpha. That's an asshole who doesn't know how to play. Alpha is the one who comes and sit, thinks, and makes a move that move has got no answer. And he keeps advancing. That's an alpha. But it advances without destroying anything by just penetrating with style, with class, with wisdom, with calculation, with plans, with methodical advancements. That's an alpha. It's all bullshit names to compare people and make them feel inferior, superior. That's ego. Don't allow your ego and all these labels throw you off of who you are. Who you are, whoever you are, that's what you want to be. That's what you should be. That's what you aim to be. And that's the real quality of you, not alpha, beta, according to somebody else's understanding of what man should or should not be. No. In many things, I am different and persevere and focus. And many things I don't think it's important. I say, let it go. So that doesn't make me any less than what I am. It just depends on the circumstance and how I judge it. You got to be a good judge. Alpha is a person who thinks deep and judges well. That the rest of it is bullshit. All right. Who else do we have here that we haven't answered? Happy but not satisfied says, I'm 25, living in Serbia. My girlfriend is also 25. We have been together for more than 2 years, and she always assumes I am cheating when I am not. Around her or busy at work or can't answer any calls. Okay. Well, that's her issue. It's not your issue. But you can simply sit down and talk to her and say, listen, dear, if I want to cheat on you, why am I with you? I'm not an asshole. If we are not working out, we separate, then I go find another girlfriend. We separate, and then you go find another boyfriend. But while we're together, I'm not interested in cheating you, as you're not interested in cheating me, I hope. Otherwise, there's no sense of being together. And if there's no trust, there's no relationship. And we won't feel comfortable together. So let's get this out of the way. I got to trust you and you got to trust me. And if one day you find out that I'm cheating you, which it will never happen because I'm not like that, I will go with another girl if I'm not with you anymore and I've broken up with you clearly, whether you decided or I decided. But that will happen before I go and find another girl. So until then, let's just focus on our lives and enjoy and take this jealousy or intrusive thoughts or these negative thoughts or these suspicion behavior out of the way. It's going to hinder our relationship. When there's nothing, it's going to end up being something because of all these back and forth for no reason. So let's get this out of the way and live our lives. Unless you see me actually do something weird that is out of line, Don't let your brain bring your anxieties and fears and turn it into something that is, you believe it as if it's reality. It's not. But the brain is so powerful that make you actually believe the bullshit that it makes. But you're not the brain, and the brain is not you. We're two different systems. Don't believe your fucking brain. These are all intrusive thoughts. Anyhow, if you guys want it, you can go on my site, make an appointment. We'll discuss this, the three of us, or one on Skype. And happy but not satisfied says, very well said, sir. I totally agree. Today, some people confuse masculinity with toxicity. Yeah. All right. Have we actually answered all? Because I've been going back and forth, up and down, different questions and different people. I think we have. All right. It's been 1 hour and 7 minutes. I guess I can be here a little bit, just a little bit longer, and we'll see if we have. Let me give you a little short break, and I make my tea a little warmer, and I'll be right back in about 1 minute or so. 1 minute and a half. Subscribe on my channel, visit my channel, and go through the videos that you might be interested in. Mind@seekstruth.com is making it one step away to talk to me one-on-one on Skype and discuss what's concerning you. I'll talk to you soon. But we too, like the iceberg, have 1,000 times bigger powers that is not visible, and we must. Why? Is it something we're rambling on and I expect you to accept it? Or is there actually another power within us? Would you come and help me out? Okay. What I want you to do is put your hands underneath my arms and just lift me up. There we go. Okay, now, that's my physical part, right? Same thing. Again, with that. Just want to see if there's any difference. Go ahead. Now, go ahead. Now, this, go ahead, when you're ready.
Go ahead.
So you see, this is different than what he was doing, and I'm not really doing anything. You convinced?
Yeah.
So are you guys convinced that there is something other than, thank you.
Yeah, no
Thank you very much. All right, we're back. So Aman says, my last question. I mean, in last, if it's visible, I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. Lift Mehran, he'll use brain power. I mean, in last, Aman, I cannot make sense out of his sentences. So, says my last question. I mean, in last, if it's visible, I don't know. Lift Mehran, he'll use brain power. Okay. Many of my question disappeared. Yeah, okay. All right. Maybe my question, yeah, okay. Yeah, probably disappeared. All right. Looks like that we don't have any new questions, and Happy But Not So Sad says thank you. Happy But Not So Sad says she insists on spending more time, otherwise she will put distance between us. What would be the best answer? Says life is not going to wait for us to spend more time with each other. If there are things that I have to attend to and you have to attend to, our duties, they're not going to wait for us till we spend time with each other, then attend to that. Those opportunities or seriousness of it will pass, and we may miss the deadline that we're supposed to attend to something that could have been very serious. So we love to spend more time with each other, but depending if we have done our duties and responsibilities and the time allows us to spend extra time to each other. So we got to be realistic. This is not, we cannot be simply entertaining each other and neglecting the facts of life. We have to attend to certain things in life to be able to provide that kind of an opportunity and financial ability and economic ability to spend this quality times that you're asking for. We can't be spending this and expecting that to happen by itself. So we got to have balance. We are age 25. We are young, and we got to have a balance in life, both as spending time with each other and taking care of our duties, jobs, whatever it is that we need to have in order to put food on the table and to have that balanced life. So that's pretty much what you can say to her, unless she means other things. And she means like when you guys have free time and still don't spend time with each other. And just explain to her that this is how life is. Sometimes we're really into each other and sometimes we're not. But when we are not, it doesn't mean we don't love each other. We don't want to be with each other. It just means at that moment, some other things in our head, some other worries, some other anxieties, some other things create a certain situation that we cannot or do not want to spend our time with each other or be around each other. Maybe we're not in a good mood. Maybe we're not at our best at that moment. We don't want to present ourselves when we are not at our best to each other. So that is life. That is what happens. But that doesn't mean that I don't want to be with you or you don't want to be with me if we happen to not want to spend every moment of our free time with each other. We have a persona, that this persona needs its own exclusive time, alone time. If we have enough alone time, we would want to spend more time with each other because we will miss each other. But if we have all our time spent with each other, we would want to be away from each other because that's taken away from the alone time that we need to spend with nature, with other things to experience and explore life. And that is what enhances and completes our lives. Otherwise, we will find ourselves to be each other's world, and then we think we're missing the actual world that is out there because we're limited to whatever we can do, and that's very limited. So we got to enhance it with allowing ourselves to have some free time, whether it's leisure time, whether it's other friends or just platonic, regular friends, not intimate friends, or our jobs, in order to create that need and excitement to be together. It's like eating the same food every day. No longer you're really excited about it. But if you eat it every once in a while, then you're excited about it when you're eating some other things and you miss this food because you're not having so much of it. Same thing. We spend so much time with each other. There will be no missing point. Always there. And when it's so much availability of us for each other, we will not miss each other. We will think that we are not really that great or that worthy because we're always available. And then we will start looking around and thinking other people are more exciting and more interesting because we are too much for each other. And that's a mistake, because those other people, when we spend enough time with them, we see that they're just not even good enough as we were. But because we are so much for each other, we feel like, oh, other people are better because we don't know who they are. So we need to have this space for ourselves and to be more eager and hungry for each other. Otherwise, if we're always into each other and eating the same food all the time, so to speak, we will lose that excitement and enthusiasm and that novelty that we should feel about each other. So we got to create that balance. You can maybe say that to her, or you can just put this up for her to listen. All right. And Nico says from France, male, says, I have children, 12, 10, and I have 1 year divorce, still thinking of my ex-wife. Yeah, of course, because you haven't replaced her with any woman. And it's not that easy, especially when she's the mother of your children. But if a woman can find that kind of a vigor or focus or decision making to actually move away from this family and the children and the feelings that you're having towards the family, and she can move away from it, that woman no longer deserves your attention to think of her as a viable source or alternative for filling your life. You got to now look for somebody else before you're too old. Yeah. Find for another girlfriend who is actually mature enough, loving enough that is going to be able to tolerate the fact that you have two other children and that you want to be in a relationship with her. Preferably if she has a couple of children herself, and then she can understand. Um, Rob D says, hi, Miran. Hello, Rob. And Nico, 43-year-old male from France. Comment ça va aujourd'hui? Ce soir. So I still think was good to divorce or not. She told me she never want to come back. Well, okay, then good riddance. Bye-bye. Adios, amigos. Buonasera. Oh, bon voyage, rather. Bon voyage, chérie. you say to her, bon voyage, chérie. Bon chance. And Tia says, Meron, while moving on, when thinking about an ex's boobs or body, is this going to keep ringing in mind forever, or to stop thinking that this boob is rare? Boob is rare. The boob is not rare. There's always better boobs out there. So don't even think that way. That's the only boob of that quality that you have seen. But there are far better boobs and bodies out there that you cannot even imagine. There are girls out there that you just see them, you want to drop down on your knees and just pray in front of her feet. That's how beautiful they are. And that doesn't mean they're great in everything and negotiating life. It just means they're beautiful, but they could be full of shit up here. But what I'm trying to say is, if you're focusing on the body of your ex, well, there are more beautiful bodies out there. There's no shortage of more beautiful bodies and boobs out there. So focus on finding a new girlfriend and move on, and don't be stuck on this, because that seems to be always in your questions, do include your age, because if I don't see it, I may think you're like 30 or 40-year-old, and I may not speak the language that you can understand. So in every one of yours, just say those three things: M, male, then age, the number, and the city. So I will see the background, cultural background, age, and the gender. Happy but not satisfied says, wise words, although I wish women could be that logical, especially in our age. They always answer with their emotions rather than using their brain. Not all. There are some women, albeit not the big percentage, but there are always amazing women out there as well. This is trying to reason up with a girl is hardest thing in the world. Well, they say the same thing about men. It depends on which angle you're looking at it. But you got to be able to see how you can communicate so they would be able to absorb and see things from your point of view while you try to see what they're saying from their point of view. Then you can understand. Otherwise, both may be right, but to each other, both are wrong, while both are right. It's a story of two friends went to climb a mountain. At the foot of the mountain, they said, okay, we go and experience the mountain, what the mountain is. And then we come back. When we come back, we share what we found. So they went out for a few hours. And when they came back, and one of them said, oh, the mountain was amazing experience. The view was beautiful, the ocean and the ships. And the other one says, no, what do you mean ocean ship? The view was the city lights and the cars and beautiful festivities that I could see the lights flashing. And the other one says, no, there is no such thing. They start arguing. So the key here is this. One of them was this part of the mountain, and the other one was this part of the mountain. The view from these 2 points were different. So both were right. The only way they can understand each other is when this comes up to this level and this goes down to where this other one was, and they can see the view from there and they can understand each other's point of view. So when you're discussing something with your friend or companion, you want to place yourself and look at things from their point of view to understand what angle they're seeing the whole thing from. And they should do the same thing. And then you have a common understanding of each other's position or each other's angle of vision towards a certain circumstance. And then you will have a better communication towards resolving whatever it is that you're trying to understand and help to resolve it. Tia, remember, guys, I asked you guys to include your age, gender, where you're tuning in from every question. Otherwise, I won't answer because I don't really remember who is how old and what. So, Tia, include that before I get back to your question. Because otherwise, I got to go find them. I can't scroll up and down to figure it out. So happy but not satisfied. It's not a matter of that they are hard to uh, reason or discuss. It's the fact that are you guys able to see things from each other's point of view? That's what makes it seem like they're difficult to communicate, or they think you're difficult to communicate with. So Tia says male 19. Your question is, Marin, are you in a relationship now? No, I'm not. And the older you get, the more difficult it becomes to approve or qualify or find what you're looking for. Your criteria and expectation goes higher, but at the same time, you need to be realistic and consider um, everything, all aspects. But it's going to be a little bit more difficult. You grow and you accomplish certain things, and you have a different image of yourself, and then you want a companion that would be complementary to your image or to your expectations, and you want someone who's accomplished, someone who has similar or at least ability to understand or discuss matters in a different level, and it becomes a little bit scarce, the number of choices that you might have, especially if you're not really exposed to so many people every day. It becomes even more difficult. So for me, it's not that easy to choose someone. It's lots of different expectations that makes it more difficult. And Tia says, because you're very mature, I wonder how many lessons from life you went through. God bless you. Thank you very much, Tia. I appreciate that. Yeah, we all had our shares of many ups and downs and learning. But you can go through life, but if you're not opening your eyes or understanding or analyzing or dissecting things that happen and trying to solve things, you may never learn anything. You will just go from one stumbling obstacle to another one, and you just are happy that you passed by or somehow managed it, but you don't analyze to find out how you managed it, what happened, what caused it, what could I do so it won't happen again, what are the things that I should prepare, what are the things that I should modify, what are the, so it's a learning process, but you got to be aware and want to learn and become wiser as you travel through this journey of life. Happy but not satisfied says the problem is she takes a lot of time to show up in a date, and I'm not interested in talking on the phone. Maybe she senses it, and it's why she's trying to push me by making more calls to her. Like she comes up with excuses that she's in on her period or sick and doesn't make time for me in person, but expects me to talk to her on the phone. Look, I mean, this is an open forum. It's not necessarily the best place to talk about it. But look, you're a man, and we know that we really love women for many reasons, different levels. But one of the main reasons is sex, intimacy. We love to hold them. We love to be with them, feel their naked body. Yeah. So if that's the case, you got to be prepared when she's on her period. You take care of her. You call her. You take her flowers. You be gentle. You be soothing. You show her she's as important to you as she is when she's all dewed up in her high heels and is not on her period. You gotta be that mentality. You gotta be able to bring that kind of a feeling to her that she's important no matter what. If she's vomiting or she's having menstrual cramps or periods happening or she's sick, these are the time that you can show your love or your attention to her. You can't just expect to be there when the table is set and all the food is prepared and it's all spiffied up and you just eat. You got to be able to wash the dishes too. You got to be able to wash the floors too. You got to be able to go and do some shopping if you have to, or chop the carrots. You got to be able to be there in every angle of a relationship. That's a relationship. Otherwise, you're just being a stranger to want to fuck her. That is not going to go well with a real serious woman who actually wants to be loved. So there are certain things that you got to come off your high horse and provide. That is the protection and comfort, and the psychological security is very important, which is unattainable in life, but at least you can provide some notion of it to your woman. I guarantee you, if you're kind and sweet and attentive when she's on her period, you get tenfold out of it when she's not. Listen to the experience. Now, go and practice on that. I can't be more explicit on that. All right. Now he says, if she can't if she can't spend more time in person, I feel we are more like friends than in relationship and makes me feel bad. I just want her to miss me more and spend more time in person. I don't understand. She just said that you don't spend time with her, but you say, am I mixing up people here? That's why I want you guys to tell me your age, gender, where you're tuning in from, so at least gives me a clue. Who is this? Because there's so many questions. I thought you were the one who were saying, hmm. Yeah, I don't know. There's so many different topics. I need you guys to tell me about your age, gender, where you're tuning in from, so it kind of gives me a clue to connect the topics if I can. Yeah, here it is. So you're the one. This says she insists on spending more time. Otherwise, we will put distance between us. Well, she wants to spend more time, but you're saying she's not spending more time. I'm confused. Which is right? Okay. All right. Yeah, good. Yeah, okay. Well, sometimes she wants to speak on the phone because she feels lonely, but she also wants to impress you, and not always girls are able to go through the regimen that they go through to make themselves look amazing. It takes time for women to make herself beautiful. If they Some of them need more time and more preparation, and she may not be feeling up to it to go through all that process to go on outing, but she still wants you around, even to hear your voice and feel your energy. That's why she says, the phone call and comes up with excuses because sometimes she wants to impress you, and she knows to impress you she needs to do lots of things, and she may not feel emotionally or mood wise up for it to go through all that hoopla in order to impress you. So she thinks she can impress you on the phone, and you can help her to feel happy about herself and that you're there on the phone. But you're right, you have a point and she has a point, and you can bring it up when you guys are together having tea and being intimate. You can discuss about these challenges and come up to some viable solution together. It's not supposed to be a competition or who wins or who doesn't. It's a relationship. You're supposed to work together and find out about the problems, bring it out, and come up with solution. Not just mention the problems. Oh, it's your fault. You do this. Well, no, you do. No, say this is our dilemma, regardless of who initiates it or whose point of views or whose fault it is. That is not what we're issuing. What we're saying, these are the topics that are on the table, and you and I together going to solve this. What do you think we should do about this? You want more phone time. I want more present time. I want to touch you. I want to hold you. You are more happy with just feeling psychologically secure by spending time with me on the phone. But I am more physical. I'm a man. I want to be able to hold your hands and hold you in my arms. And these are what we're dealing with. How can we manage this? You will talk about these things together, and together you'll understand where the other one comes from, where you come from, just like the mountain thing. Then you will be able to help each other to resolve this. All right. Now we have Cyper James. Cyper James, that's an interesting thumbnail. Okay. Screen name says, hello, sir. I'm 33, male from Romania. Oh, hello. Says, what is your opinion on the following statement? Women don't love men. Women only love how they feel themselves with a man. And not the person itself. Now, some women may, but they're delusional. They are not really in touch with the reality of the experience of being in a relationship with a man. And they are perhaps narcissists and psychopaths if the only thing that they are focused on is how they feel themselves when they are having the attention of a man. I have experienced such women, and I cut it out. They come strong, they express lots of emotion, and they make you feel the master of their life. And then they also seek attention of other men because they would like to feel good about themselves through attention they receive from other people, because their worth and value doesn't seem to be generated from inside of them and what they accomplish and how they negotiate day-to-day life. It seems to get fueled by attention they receive. So once you notice this, you cut that off. You just say, well, somehow I don't think we're compatible, and you just move away without any fuss, because that's going to be their pattern. And those are the kind of women that just you said. They like the way they feel themselves when they get the attention of a man, rather than focusing on the quality of the man, which in fact they may find and stumble on, and they express it, but yet they can't let go that need of having and seeking attention of other men, which then, if they are with a real man, that man will not tolerate this behavior, because everyone wants to have certain kind of a loyalty expressed in the relationship and reliability. And if they're offering that and the woman is not, because she's hooked on getting more attention to feel good about yourself, that's not a confident woman. And that's not a woman that you can build something, because she doesn't have a foundation that you can rely on to build anything on. She'll be just hovering here and there because she's not happy inside her. And her values doesn't come from her own accomplishments and and confidence in life. And that is not a good situation to be in. So you should simply thank her for her time and move on to find a quality woman who you can build something with or rely on. If there is no trust or relaxation in a relationship, psychological security to a certain point, it's a waste of time. It's not worth, just because of the intimacy, to continue that relationship. It's just going to be up and down and up and down. And who wants that kind of oscillation? No one. And you got to pick that up early on and then resolve it by moving away. And so we have Mazakaral. Mazakaral says, 35, male, Australia. Says, hi, Miran. What are your thoughts on men going their own way? Pretty much men living their lives independently without a woman as a partner in their lives. It's impossible. It's impossible for me. I love women. I love women. I adore them. I just love, of course, if they have their head screwed on right, not just any quality. A mature, quality, sexy, fit woman who is into certain level of education or awareness, is not oblivious to what's around her, what goes around in life. And we can have conversations, we can have sports activity, we can have intimacy by full focus and attention, and laugh and talk and share experiences in life. I love women. So for me, that kind of approach of men go their way, where do they want to go? What are they holding in their hands? Their dick? What? What? How are they going to live? Women is a center of emotion and motivation for every man that exists. We do things for women. If women are not there, this whole world would not even be where it is. The whole motivation of advancement in every aspect of life is women. We do it for them. We love them. So this business of men go their way, fuck you. What do you want to do? Masturbate all your life? No emotional satisfaction, no sexual satisfaction, no physical satisfaction, no engagement in activities, no exchange of energy with the female, then what's the life for? So I think that whole thing is bullshit. To a certain degree, you should not be hanging on a woman to need her so much, but completely being out of it without a woman in your life, what the fuck you're doing in this life then? What are you here for? What else is there to worth your sacrifices and your attention and your motivations and your accomplishments and your aspirations? Nothing is left. So, no, I don't agree with that in that way that it's being put out. Joe Crow say, I have cousin sister in India who stated that she felt so close to me. She asked me to write to her. After she got married, she stopped responding to my letters. So naturally, I live in New York. When I visited India, she called her parents. I tried to talk to her on the phone in 1995, but she put the phone down. Okay, so what did you expect? She's married. What are you still hung up on her? Move on. Forget it. So many other women out there. And in India, 1.3 billion people, and you can't, 700 million of them are women. You think this is the only one you got to be hung up on? Come on now, Joe, move on. And Cypher James says, thank you, sir. I appreciate your answer. You're quite welcome. Mazakaral says, I mean, you can still sleep around with women, but after sex, you forget about them and move on. What are you, a donkey? Are you an animal? That's what sets us apart. Emotion, affection, attachment, loyalty. You don't want to have that, just want to fuck and go? What's the difference between you and a donkey? No, I don't agree with that either. Women are not playthings. If they know that your interest and they agree with it is only sexual intercourse and they're okay with it, fair enough. But you go in as some suitor, some eligible, some interested male in her, you're interested in order to get to know her, and you present yourself as a boyfriend material or relationship material, and then you just want to trick her into having sex with her and then go like a donkey. Oh no, definitely not. You never should ever abuse a woman emotionally or physically, and you should always be forthright and let her know what your intentions are and let her choose, because you will be proud of yourself when years later you remember that you will remember you did not cheat on her as far as tricking her. It's going to be a bad feeling for you when you remember, oh, I, I took advantage of that woman without really letting her know that I just want to have intimacy. I pretended I want to be her boyfriend, that I love her just to get into her pants. That's going to make you feel like shit. Never allow that. I always said, live your life in such a way that you will enjoy it two times. One, when you committed to the decision that you made and made a certain action and certain decision. And one later on, years later, when you look back and you see how you behaved and acted, interacted, and reacted the way you did then. That's two times you're going to enjoy it. So think deep and judge well, and never use any woman, ever. Always be honest with them. Do not put your desires ahead of women. You must protect women even from your own desires. If you remember that, then you're a gentleman. And the right woman will love you, will never forget you, because you have done right to her. And more importantly, you have done right to your own beliefs and the image that you're building of yourself all throughout life by the way you handle and negotiate things and decide and do things and commit to things. All right. And we go to yeah, Joe, stop thinking of her. That's bullshit. It's just a fantasy, and it's just some kind of a extra marital thing that you're thinking, like a little spice, even though you may never act on it, but you like to have that kind of a secret available. No, she has recognized that at one time she wanted to say all those things, so maybe you would marry her or like her or whatever. But then when she got married, naturally, woman wants to pretend you never existed. She never thought of you. She never was interested, because suddenly she's Mother Mary. That's how they behave. Doesn't mean that it's the truth, but you respect that. You understand that. She was at a place in her life that she wanted to be close to you for one reason or another. Then when she got married, now she wants to pretend that she's been a Mother Mary for her husband all the time, never had any eyes on any other boy. Okay, fuck it. So be it. Give her that. And don't fantasize on that. Fantasize on other women. There's so many other pretty ones. But don't act on it. Just fantasize is okay. Because you're married. All right. What else do we have here? I think we answered all the questions, and I think we've had enough, and you've probably had enough of me. There are 12, 11 people here. I wonder, why is it not 1,200? Why do we have 12 people? Our quality and our content is second to none. I don't think we can have any other live stream that can address these things that we address with the thoroughness and care that we do here. So somehow you guys got to promote this channel and let people know that we're here to support them. And the more people know, the more people we can help. In the meantime, it's time for me to say I love you all. Thank you very much for being here, giving me the opportunity to share a thing or two with you. I look forward to our next live stream. In the meantime, remember, I have a site, mindthatseekstruth.com. You can go on it, make an appointment, and talk to me what's concerning you one-on-one on Skype. In the meantime, be good to yourself and to the others. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now. Subscribe on my channel, visit my channel, and go through the videos that you might be interested in. Mindthatseekstruth.com is making it one step away to talk to me one-on-one on Skype and discuss what's concerning you. I'll talk to you soon.